got really lucky, man. I kind of got in at the ground level of this health and life coaching company for vegans.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I was one of our first clients actually, and our CEO basically, needed someone to come in and help as the demand for everything just kept growing. So I was his first hire, and now we have me as an enrollment coach. We have like 3 other assistant coaches, and then an executive assistant as well. And the company just like keeps growing, and it's really cool to, you've seen my whole journey, and it's really cool to like use that to be able to give back to others and help others with their own individual, journey as well. So,
of course. Because I have your Instagram pulled up, and it's so enrollment coach, right? Evolution Vegan Academy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Evolution Vegan Academy. Coach Scotty B is like it's at Coach Scotty B _. He's our head coach and CEO. And yeah, just working with him, not only from like a standpoint of, my health and fitness, but just it really shifted my mindset. And I mean, I don't know how, I know you follow a lot of people and know a lot of people, but I don't know how closely you've like seen everything, but gosh, I really feel like a different person now from like even 6 months ago, but especially like 2 years ago. And that's when Scotty and I met. And yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, you can, and I'm sure you can relate to this, being in health and fitness as well. Like you can go to the gym and stuff, but that motivation is going to wean off. Like it's about building the habits and the lifestyle and making it fun and really just rewiring the way we think and talk to ourselves that really, brings about that long-term sustainable, change.
Yeah. So going off the way, you said you had work today and it's with this Evolution Vegan Academy company. So what do you, well, I guess what were you doing today is what you did today, what you do every day for them, or what's going on with them?
Yeah, basically. So I just help out with like the enrollment and sales process, if that makes any sense. So,
okay.
Yeah, I get to talk to, potential clients directly and, get to learn more about them and just see if they'd be a good fit to work with us and kind of take them through the application process. And then if they're accepted, I get to watch them, not just change their bodies, but like I said, really change their lives. And that's been the coolest part of all this. So
that's awesome. So going off of obviously I've known you for, geez, I don't even.
Dude, it's been 10 years. Like I remember the first time we met was, I can't remember which tour it was, but it was around like 2011, 2012.
Okay.
Mice had just come out with The Flood, and like, it was at the Dome in Bakersfield, California. And I was really like avidly involved in magic tricks and illusions.
Oh,
and I was like doing card tricks, and you came over and filmed it.
I remember. Oh my gosh. Cause I knew it's been a very long time. I just didn't know. I forgot all about that. You still doing any magic, man?
No, but I will admit I just moved out to Burbank in August of last year.
I know, dude. Congrats. That's awesome.
Crazy shit show pandemic. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually that's I haven't really been as involved in magic. I mean, I'll still like do a trick here and there if someone like asks me.
Party trick.
Yeah, exactly. No, dude, I used to like when I was a teenager and even young adult, I would just sit in front of the like TV and be watching a show, but also like practicing sleight of hand and stuff with my cards. Like I was so into it. I'd spend hours each day practicing. But yeah, not to that level anymore. But however, since I moved out to the LA area, I have made it a goal to get a membership at the Magic Castle. I think that'd be really cool. So, are you familiar with what that is?
I've heard of it. I heard they do. Because a lot of the podcasts I listen to, they're all comedians and whatnot. And I think I've heard they do comedy shows there.
Yeah, I think they have done comedy shows there recently. I think, but yeah, so it's basically a magicians only like private membership club.
No shit.
I'm not exactly like too familiar with what it is. I always wanted to go. I was mentored by magicians that were members there, but at the time I was like 16, 17, and you have to be 18 or over to even get in. And they do have like weekends where if you're under 18, you can come with someone who's of age, but I was just never able to make that happen. And so I'm in my room right now and I'm looking at a caricature of Ralph Arbitel. He was known as Sirocco the Great, and he was a member at the Magic Castle. He was one of my members, and so one of my mentors. And when I moved down to LA, I brought this caricature with me because I was like, Ralph, man, I'm gonna get a membership at Magic Castle. Like you still live on, bro.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, so Ted Salter, the guy who drew that, Ralph gave it to me before he moved from California and passed away. But he has done, I believe, like almost all the caricatures. There's like a wall somewhere in the Magic Castle that has caricatures of a bunch of their members throughout history. And Ted did all those. So I'm really anxious to go in there and see that. I think that'll be super cool.
Shit. And just to kind of circle back on like how long we've known each other for what, close to 10 years, maybe more. I was looking at, because I was just kind of going through your Instagram and whatnot. And I found a photo that I took of you with the Mice and Men guys at Ace of Spades. I think that was 2019. So that's the last time I think we've seen each other.
Oh shoot! Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah,
that was the tour with Nothing More, I believe.
Was it?
Yeah. You were there. You were there on that tour.
Yeah. Oh, was it? Oh, maybe that was
that was the tour
without them or something.
I think that was the tour with Nothing More, and then the time before that I saw you was at the Defy tour in San Diego.
Okay. Yeah. Damn, dude, time flies by.
It's insane, man. Hasn't this whole like COVID thing like just really just warped your whole sense of time?
Oh, dude.
Like, you're like, what month is it? What day is it? What year is it?
Yeah, dude. It was pretty insane. I mean, my last tour was with Nothing More on that was it Ghost tour with Ghost?
Okay.
And that ended, I think,
October. Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, that ended October 2019. And basically right after that, like shortly after, I just got like a normal, job in Santa Cruz and, was doing that thing. And then the pandemic hit and I was like, oh shit. And then, got a girlfriend and everything speeds up and now live in Idaho. And like, as soon as I got to Idaho, like things changed, no masks here. Like, dude, everything's so crazy. Like time is just, it feels like last year was 2019.
It really does, man. It really does. And it's just like, it's absolutely like mind boggling to me that like we met 10 years ago. And it's been so cool to like watch your journey too, like throughout the years and stuff. Cause when we met each other, like I was actually like doing concert photography. And so you were like an inspiration to me because I remember thinking, dude, this dude's like my age and he's out here killing it, like shooting these bands and stuff. Like, so, it's just really cool. Like how, things go full circle with life sometimes. So I'm super stoked to be here and be on the podcast. So yeah
man. And so going back to the Magic Castle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So being of age 1 to be a part of it, is there like for lack of a better way of putting it, like an entry test?
Yes. So I mean, to my knowledge, I haven't fully like looked into it yet, but to my knowledge, you have to go through like an audition. So I definitely need to spend some time freshening up and stuff. I mean, it's just like, it's like relearning how to ride a bike. Like once you know how to do it, you just kind of got to get on it and get back in the flow. But there's like an audition process that you have to go through. So now that things are opening back up, finally, I'm sure they'll be resuming that. I don't know if they were doing it like during COVID and stuff through Zoom or anything, but I'm really interested in that. So I feel like, it's this whole like time with Miss Rona, with the Corona, it's just been so interesting because like, I mean, it's been tragic. Like we've lost a lot of people and, but like we're still, those of us that are here, like we're still here, we're alive. And that's, so amazing to me. And I personally feel like, I mean, maybe this is a bold thing to say, but like, if you didn't spend time reflecting and growing during all of this crap, like, why? Like, what did you do? Like, we had a whole year. And so, I mean, myself, like,
time wasted.
Yeah, 100%. And like, I feel like, I invested so much time this last year, reading books and working with different life and health coaches, and working with different acting coaches, and just really developing myself. And like, I'm just coming out of this so fired up, dude. Like, I've like 100%. I'm just on fire. Like,
dude, that's
and
awesome.
It's such a great feeling.
Yeah. Well, like time wasted for the people that kind of just, screwed around, didn't really do much. I mean, of course, like I did my fair share of, having fun and, doing my thing,
Yeah.
but like I stayed consistent with my podcast. I kept busy, of course, part of it was me working a 9-to-5 job, but, staying creative, doing my thing, it slipped here and there, but like I kept myself driven, went to the gym as much as I could, but like the people that didn't do that and they just kind of like took the, the couch way, now when everything's opened up like it is now, they're starting back in, the beginning, while the people like yourself, you're already in the now, you're a way ahead. So it's cool to see other people that are doing that. And I mean, like yourself and, tons of other people. So there's two different routes, and I'm glad that you took that way. And it definitely reflects looking at like, I mean, especially the ones that are more obvious, your physical appearance, you did you did a major magic trick there with burning all that body fat. Dude, I was, before the podcast, I was like, oh yeah, dude, I'm going to learn something like that. But I mean, you weren't a heavy set dude by any means at all. I mean, but now you're just what, 5% body fat or something?
Yeah, definitely down to like single digits. But yeah, it's crazy because so I don't know if it was the Full Circle tour, and like you were filming some kind of like documentary for the ampersand online community or whatever, and I have the ampersand tattoo, and so you had like taken a little video snippet of that, and that got put into the like episode or whatever. But so that night actually, a picture of me was taken. I was with two of my brothers, two of my friends, and like I just was blacked out, shitty, in some hotel room down the street from the Wiltern, and it's a screenshot from this video that one of them was filming of me just like drunk AF, in my boxers, and like I've got this huge beer belly protruding in front of me. And that picture is like, I look back at that picture now and I'm just like, wow, like that dude like is just a different person than I am today. Like that's someone, who was just, in a lot of pain and going through a lot of stuff. I'm just, like I said, it's such a privilege to be in a position now where I feel so much more grounded, and I'm taking such better care of myself, and I can help others kind of through that process too. So it feels great, man.
So as far as, I mean, yes, putting in the work at the gym, but I'm kind of guessing that, are you vegan?
Yeah. I've been vegan now for, about, I think like 4.5 years now.
Oh, so, wow. Okay. Damn. Very nice.
Yeah. It's been a long time of definitely trial and error. I wish I would have like reached out and got help sooner, because I feel like I would be at a much different, place than I am now. But I mean, that's the thing is, I don't know. I think it's like a pride thing for some people, is like people don't want to ask for help. They want to like do it on their own. And it's just like, why would you not reach out for help when there's someone out there who's doing it better than you? Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, it could be your career or your fitness or like acting, whatever. And like getting a coach who knows the ropes, who knows more than you to like teach you and guide you. Like, that's how you get better. That's how you grow. Like this last year, like investing in courses and like life coaching and health coaching, I feel like I grew more in this last year than I did in 4 years in college, like straight up. And, you get out what you put in. And, some people, I mean, I've done my fair share of this, but, some people want to just put in going to the bars every weekend. Like, and again, I've done my fair share of that, no judgment, but like now that I would like to believe wiser and older, like I choose to put in, effort and energy and finances into other areas of my life that are actually going to, yield a return on investment and force me to grow and put me in an environment that forces me to grow, So.
Of course. So kind of what you were saying, and I'll try and phrase it the best way I can, because I'm trying to pull from one of the sentences you said, but, before, you wish you kind of maybe would have asked someone for help back then about, I think, is that, pertaining to like the vegan stuff?
Yeah. So, vegan stuff and like, fitness, just all that. Like,
so I guess, for the people, words, for the people that are listening, I mean, what maybe advice could you give them that maybe you learned that you wish you would have learned back then?
Are we talking specifically when it comes to like plant-based lifestyle?
Shoot, I don't know. Cause I mean, I did plant-based for 1 month and I did see great, weight loss, I was feeling good and whatnot. But I mean, for me, I love my red meat, so whatever. But, I mean, yeah, I guess so. We can start with a little bit on the vegan stuff. You don't have to go a long-winded answer because, I mean, I'm sure with your Evolution Vegan Academy, you want to pull in some business, but I mean, some nuggets of info would be sick.
Yeah, for sure. So I think in general, like, let's just go with like a kind of general thing first is, there's always, I was just talking to, with the little cover clip that me and my friend Max dropped today. I was just talking to Tino about this, but like, there's always like reasons that we can come up with that like, now is not the right time. Like, it's just not the right time. I'm too busy. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. And it's like, it's never going to be the right time. Like, life is always going to find a way to throw curveballs at you. And like, sometimes you just have to, we make time for what's important for us. Like, we find time for what's important for us. And, sometimes you just have to pick up those curveballs and throw them back at the opposite direction and like freaking hit the ground running. Like, gosh, Scotty always mentions this like quote, but it's like energy, or your focus goes where your energy flows. So,
okay.
I think hopefully I'm quoting that right. Sorry, Scotty, if you listen to this and you're like, no, it's the other way around. But yeah, and then in regards to, I guess, plant-based lifestyle, it kind of comes down to what I said about asking for help, is that there's so much conflicting information out there when it comes to like plant-based lifestyle, plant-based or whole foods or raw vegan, like which is best for me. And it's just like reach out for help and find someone who knows what they're doing. And like I wish that I would have done that, because I would have spent a lot less time struggling trying to figure out like, okay, well, how do I eat on a plant-based diet and still be able to like gain muscle and lose fat and progress towards my fitness goals? Like, not every trainer knows that. Maybe that's different in like the Los Angeles area, but where I'm from is like a very small, not super small, but like small town agricultural area. Like every trainer I worked with was just like, oh, well, you got to eat meat. That's why you're not, making any progress. But yeah, like get help from someone who, has like a similar physique to what you want, or just ask for help. And that pertains to, like I said, anything. It goes beyond like the physical health, like life coaching, like your career, like get coaches and invest in yourself. Like that's another thing that I hear, in working in coaching a lot is like cost versus investment. And like when we think of something as like, oh, what's this going to cost me? Then our mind subconsciously immediately goes to like, what are we going to lose? Like the finances, the energy and time that we put into making the finances versus like, okay, what's the investment involved to do this? Or what's the investment involved to procure this? Then we start looking at like, okay, well, what's going to be the return on investment? What am I going to gain from that? And to me, that's just a little like mindset trick that, because I feel like we being emotional creatures as humans, sometimes like we can get emotionally reactive around when it's money and finances, especially. And so sometimes it's good to like know those little tips and tricks to separate that. Another thing that one of my mentors, Jason Capital, he mentions is that if you ever like catch yourself freaking out or like getting emotional around money, like replace whatever you're thinking, the word money, replace the word with shovels. Like, oh my God, like I need more shovels. Like, fuck, like I need to make more shovels. Well, then go to the store and like get more shovels. Like a shovel is just a tool that you use to do something. You know, money is a tool that you use to do something or to get things. It's a tool that we use. And so, yeah, like I don't know if you can relate to that, but like, I just feel like there's, definitely like an emotional attachment around, money and finances. And I believe that's also why like a lot of people like struggle around that is like, we don't teach money. We don't talk money. It's like taboo.
Right? Yeah, dude.
And then everyone's in debt. Like it's exactly what the system wants. So,
well, I saw something today on, and by the way, those are some great takeaways, you know, basically think about, for example, you know, your food, your gym, whatnot as investments, you know, also if you're trying to do the vegan food, or even if you're just eating a normal, you know, red meat and potatoes diet, like ask for help. You know, I think that's a huge thing. 100%. I mean, I could probably do all of those, especially the last one, you know, the investment thing. Sometimes I get in my head, especially with, you know, money. I basically uprooted my entire life from Northern California to move to Idaho. And of course, you know, quitting a job, moving states, you know, the wallet wears thin. But luckily, I mean, I'm in my third week at work, so things are, you know, looking up, but you know, money is always a hard thing, but trying to change your thought process and, you know, one thing about food as an investment. Of course, there's been some meals where they aren't as, you know, healthy for me, you know, but sometimes when you're pinching pennies, you can't. But, you know, I think I'll try and do one of those word replacement things, and that should definitely help for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm glad you found value in that. And, you know, I don't like pretend to be some like guru or like ultra successful. Like there's still like months where I struggle, but you know, like just having the knowledge in these tools to really like work through things. Like it's all about getting 1% better every day. Like just doing that one thing versus trying to like, you know, it's like you know, two people are building oh God, this is a terrible metaphor after these last 4 years.
I believe in you. You got
two people are building a wall, you know, and like one person is laying down one brick each day, and they're laying down that brick perfectly, you know, and then the other person's trying to build the wall as fast as they can. Well, that other person's gonna wear out eventually. Like they're gonna burn out because they're just putting so much time and energy and effort. They're not like replenishing themselves.
And that
like
wall
that
is
person who just
terrible.
Yeah, exactly. And the person who lays the one brick down perfectly each day, like it's going to take more time, but their growth throughout time is going to be astronomical compared to the other person. And that's something that I really, you know, has resonated with me and helped me grow throughout the last couple of years is just Kaizen, getting 1% better every day, like lay your one brick down, you know?
Yeah. You mentioned, so you do a raw vegan diet?
No. I was just saying, like, there's a lot of, I mean, beyond just like plant-based lifestyle, there's so much conflicting information out there when it comes to the fitness and like, oh, well, what should I do? Intermittent fasting or keto, like, you know, and I feel like raw vegan, I hear that a lot. It's like, oh, well, I tried raw vegan, I tried this and this, and yeah, I don't do raw personally. So I think it's really unsustainable over the long term.
Okay.
But then again, like, you know, whatever works for people,
of course,
works for people. So,
yeah. I mean, like I said, I did plant-based for a month, and you know, I enjoy it. I enjoy all those foods. You know, I love my veggies. I absolutely love tofu. But you know, like I said, I love me some chicken, some red meat, and all that stuff. But it just wasn't, you know, it just wasn't for me. But I mean, I have tons of friends. I mean, like yourself, that are doing it, and one, you know, looking incredible, and I'm sure you're feeling incredible, like I'm sure you've mentioned already. But I mean, what would a normal day be? Say, you know, what a heavy day at the gym, like what you got cooking?
Well, I normally work out about like 5 4 to 5 times a week. Usually about like an hour, hour and 20 each time. And then I'll do like, 20 to 35 minutes of like light cardio. Just like not running for miles and miles and miles. You don't need to do that to get results, but just consistently like put that treadmill on an incline and walk for 20 to 35 minutes. And you don't need to do it every day, but like, it's 1% better. Like if you just start out, doing it 3 times a week, and then you just kind of work your way up, to, doing it 5-6 times a week. But yeah, so, I mean, for like my health and fitness, that's pretty much about it with the time frames and everything. But yeah, typical days is, I like to go to the gym first thing in the morning, because I just find that if I don't go then, it's like I was telling you, like life will just throw curveballs, and then, all of a sudden it's 6 o'clock and you have 50 million reasons and excuses why you didn't go.
Yeah, that ball gets a little hard to pick up at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. So I like to just get it done first thing in the morning, and then I'll do some work for the EVA, and do some meal prepping. Well, like eat what I meal prepped. I actually have been using this service called Trifecta. I don't know if you've heard of them, but yeah, dude, it's legit. So everything, like I'm a very busy person, and even busier when I was working 2 jobs, but still now, like, I've been doing acting gigs and stuff too. So there's days where, I'll be trying to juggle doing both jobs and like commuting to and from location. And Trifecta is just super dope because everything's organic, like super healthy. The macros are on there. They just ship it to you, and you can microwave it or put it in a skillet for like 2 or 3 minutes, and
easy.
It's ready to go. I usually add in some protein to the meals too, but it's like quick and easy. So I'll make that for lunch or dinner. And then I've been doing just a lot of like growth courses, and I'm in like a weekly ongoing acting training class too. So that's the thing, is like I was saying, like I continuously am investing in growth and growing myself, because I know that, I might have to sacrifice some things in the here and now, but in the long run, like that return on investment is going to be significant,
Yeah. So as far as your whole transformation, and by the way, I want to talk a little bit more of actually, we haven't really talked about your acting at all, but because I'll get there. But with your fitness journey and whatnot, and I mean, you're definitely shredded. You said you're in like the single digit body fat percentage. What do you think your main like factor would be for like attaining I mean, you're shredded. There's no doubts about it. So, I mean, obviously everything comes together. I know like the saying, abs are made in the kitchen, all this stuff. And you were saying that you're not doing a crazy amount of cardio. I mean, you're doing a good amount, but you're saying, you're not doing miles and miles and miles every day. And that hits me hard because I hate cardio. If I do cardio, it is walking on an incline for 20 to 30 minutes, but it's definitely, I don't know, maybe my metabolism isn't crazy. Like, what do you kind of maybe attest your shreddedness to? Maybe.
Well, don't get me wrong, man. Like before my shoot on the 11th, which I'll be dropping those pictures soon. It was like super fun. It's something that I never thought I would ever do. It's like a kind of Calvin Klein vibes shoot with this photographer, Jesse Ashton. But yeah, like before the 11th, man, like I was on like a hardcore depletion week with my macros the week before, and I was up to like sometimes I think I got up to 55 minutes of cardio. And so I was like splitting it up into like 30 and 25. So yeah, I mean, like when you get down to that last point of, really getting that lean look, it is like, really putting in the time and energy and effort, but it does take a different strategy to, because I started out at, I think my heaviest was 230. And I was down to like 170 for my shoot, but it took a different strategy for me to like lose the, last 30 pounds than it did for me to lose the first 30 pounds, Like it takes a different strategy.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know if you've ever experienced that where you're like losing weight, and then it just like plateaus out.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Hitting for
so,
plateaus, it's crazy. Regardless, I mean, if it's your diet or, you know, just the working out aspect, I've hit all those plateaus. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I'm more involved like in the enrollment side of things with EVA. I'm like that, the science behind it would be like a question for Scotty, and that's where it ties into me. Like, you know, even though I work for a coaching company, like I still invest in like a health coach outside of work, because like I'm not going to be involved in, you know, telling people to reach out for help and get help when they need it, and like not look the part, you know, not be who they want to become. That's something that's really important to me, like walking the walk and talking the talk, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I still invest in a health coach. Shout out to Coach Nico and Coach Steph at Goal Crusher Academy as well. So
I don't know.
Yeah, they single-handedly, they really helped me. Because when I got hired on by EVA, I decided to, you know, break that coach-client relationship, because I wanted to keep work and life separate. So yeah, I went over to GCA with Coach Nico and Coach Steph, and they were like, they still are. I'm still working with them, but they've just been so incredibly like supportive, and really, you know, having someone who knows the ropes and has done what you want to do to help guide you, like, and investing in that has been a huge game changer for me. Like, 100%.
Damn, dude. Well, you know, I love fitness and whatnot, and I'm sure we could talk the entire podcast about it. And I would love maybe for you to send me like maybe one of your, I don't know, for your workouts, do you have like a app or like someone that you get things from, or like your own stuff like written down? Like,
yeah, so actually, GCA and us over at EVA, like we use an app called Trainerize. However, it's exclusive to our clients, but it's pretty cool because we can upload like workouts for them, put in the sets, reps, rest periods, and then there's like instructional videos too, in case you're like new to working out, so you can learn how to do the exercise with proper form and stuff. But yeah, I really think like, especially with the way, I mean, now that things are opening up, but like with the way things have been, like online coaching is definitely, you know, kind of taking over personal training. And I think that a lot of like personal trainers like the freedom that can come from being an online coach, rather than working for like a corporate gym, kind of that environment. You know, like you can be your own boss if you really know how to market and brand yourself. So yeah, I think online coaching is the future, you know?
So does that mean that someone listening right now in another state can be a part of Evolution Vegan Academy?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm in California. Scotty's in Austin, Texas.
Oh, cool.
Literally my coach, Nico, and Coach Steph, they live in Canada. So yeah, it's like online coaching is crazy, man.
That's awesome.
We've at EVA, we've helped people in over 19 different countries. I want to say 20, but I know it's at least 19. So yeah, it's been so cool to kind of watch the company grow, and just watch the amount of lives that we've been able to affect increase as well. So
damn, yeah. So basically, for those listening that are having some trouble and want to get shredded, first you go to Jacob K. Wilson on Instagram, see how he looks, happy, of course, living his best life. And then obviously you can go to, I think you have it tagged in your bio, the Evolution Vegan Academy and all that. So you should definitely do that. This acting stuff, man, how's it going? What's up? I mean, totally different switch from, you know, fitness to this, but I'm curious. I mean, you did the big move to LA, which is probably doing great things for your acting and modeling stuff, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely, man. Well, this month was pretty like big. I was just talking to another actor recently, and I mean, things have just opened up because like when I moved out here, you know, in August last year, a lot of, sets and stuff were closed, like shows weren't shooting. And so now like work is kind of starting to pour in, and just this last month from taking, acting gigs and like commercials and stuff and just different projects, I actually like made enough to pay my rent doing acting. That's awesome. Which is like insane to me. That's another thing around mindset too, is like, I feel like we're told so much that like something's unrealistic. Like, oh, well, being like a touring concert photographer, that's unrealistic. Or like being an actor is unrealistic. Like, you know what? No, there's people that are out there doing it. Like, it's only unrealistic to people because like you see it as unrealistic, because like your viewpoint is limited, and that's not like my problem or my thing to deal with, because like I live in a mindset of abundance, and I choose to live there. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So as far as the acting stuff, what's kind of like your, how do I want to say this? I guess pathway on what you want to do? Like what kind of direction?
Honestly, man, like, the goal has always been to just like provide for myself and my family and my loved ones, and like do something that I love and enjoy doing.
So any kind of roles, I guess?
Yeah. Like I said, I've worked on a few commercials this month, and I mean, ultimately, like, I feel like every actor's dream is like a lead role in a film or whatever. But I'm just I was watching it's kind of like a free challenge kind of networking thing. Excuse me, with Cedric the Entertainer and like Snoop Dogg. It was the Who Knows You challenge. Pedro Ado, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He runs these like free challenges, and basically the whole theme of that was it's not who you know, but it's who knows you, and like building a brand and really going and serving and helping people. And Cedric the Entertainer was a guest on that, and I was watching kind of what he had to say, and he was like, man, like, my whole career, like, I was just simmering, and like I kept that simmer on, and like there were other people that like blew up and like got wildly successful, and some of them stayed there, some of them crashed and burned, but like I just kept that simmer on. And like, you can't ever compare your progress to somebody else's. Like, all you got to do is like, control that simmer and just make sure that you keep simmering. And that really resonated with me. Is like, I feel like sometimes I get caught up in comparing like my own progress in like my fitness or my career or my life in general to other people. And it's like, comparison is the thief of joy. Like, at the end of the day, we can only look back and compare ourselves to where we were a year ago, where we were 2 years ago. Like, everyone has different, lives and different experiences. So like, we shouldn't waste time comparing ourselves to others. Easier said than done sometimes.
Of course. Yeah. Well, it's, it's like, for just an example, it's, with, fitness and, your physique and bodybuilding, it's like, one of the main things that, like, for example, like the Olympia, those guys, they're they're doing some steroids and stuff like that. But, like your genetics, your body genetics aren't going to be as good as the next. Like, my good friend from back home that was my main workout partner. I mean, I have the insane calf muscles from playing hockey, and just growing up in that environment. But he has lat spread and a good chest, which is my weak part. Like, everyone's got these just things that are just deeply rooted in genetics that you can't change. So trying to compare anything makes no sense. And what did you say? Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
And that's incredible. I mean, that says it all right there for anything, really. Like, there's no point.
Yeah, definitely.
So I do have just a fun question for you. Just going off of, the goal of acting, everyone wants to be the lead role actor. So I'm going to ask you, if your life was made into a movie, what actor would play you?
Oh man, I don't know.
Isn't that, right?
This is really like stumping me, man.
I guess it would also depend on what the movie, like what kind of, it's your life. So never mind. That doesn't really matter. I was going to be like, if it's Transformers, or is it Pirates of the Caribbean, or is it a documentary, like, but it's your life. So I don't know why I was going to say that. So
yeah, man, shoot. Gosh, I don't know. I really don't know. This is really stumping me, and maybe it'll come to me later, but
Yeah.
I can tell you, like, I kind of thought you were going to ask, like, who would I want to, like, work with?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, answer that then.
Yeah, let's go there, because I can't, I can't think of it. Gosh, I don't know. Honestly, I would love to work with Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah.
Leo DiCaprio. I love both of them. Have you ever seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape with the two of them when they were really young?
I have not seen that.
Dude, so good.
I probably
so
should.
Good. Yeah, it's an older film, but it's really, really well done. But yeah, I just absolutely love both of them. Gosh, Bradley Cooper would be another one. She does music too, but Star is Born, Lady Gaga, big stan.
Yeah.
So to work with her on a project would just be like absolutely unbelievable. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm sure the list will go on forever because there's so many amazing actors and actresses. But those are the top few for sure that made the cut.
Definitely. Bradley Cooper, actually, I don't know if he coaches still, but the coach that I go to, Howard Fine, he has an acting studio here in LA. He has like coached Bradley Cooper in the past. Like he coaches all the A-listers and stuff. So yeah, I'm in ongoing training with him. We meet every week, and I'm really excited now that their studio's opening up in-person classes.
I'm sure that
July.
Helps a lot.
So yeah, everything's been via Zoom, which it's been helpful. I've learned a lot. Like I literally went and I watched one of the first tapes that I did and filmed for one of Howard's online classes when I first started out. And it was like I just literally wanted to like facepalm. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. But I mean, Howard's a genius, man, and he takes the craft very seriously, and I look up to him a lot, and I've learned so much from working with him, and I can't wait to get in the studio in person and actually work with him in person.
So I guess
I think Zoom is definitely like the future, I think, for auditions and stuff, because I mean it takes out the commute.
It is saving a lot of
having
time,
to go somewhere and stuff. Yeah, exactly. So it's good to learn like the tech of how to tape yourself for a scene and make it look and sound good and professional, and learn the Zoom world, because I don't think that's going away anytime soon. But
no.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Danny?
I was just going to ask, I mean, I'm sure you guys work on a ton of stuff in those, like classes or whatever you want to call it, Zoom meetings. And well, now they're going to open up in studio. But I mean, what's like, I don't know, what kind of stuff do you work on? I mean, crying on demand to, I don't know, like properly laughing at something. Like I have no idea. Like what's kind of the stuff you guys would work on to get better?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to speak on like the studio's behalf, but
of course,
all everyone has a different approach. But what I like specifically about them is it's very much like just about being organic and focusing on like actually getting somewhere and experiencing the emotions for yourself, rather than having to indicate at an emotion or play an emotion, if that makes sense. Okay. And like it's brave. Like people don't realize how like hard acting is. And when someone thinks it's easy, I'm like, well, then if it's easy, everyone would do it and they'd be good at it, right? But when you watch a movie, you can tell you can tell when someone hasn't done their homework and it's bad acting, or a TV show. But yeah, it's hard, and a lot of people, like we as actors, a lot of times have to run towards our pain and our painful experiences for the sake of our art, and human beings run away from it, So and that's another thing, is I feel like in order to really be a good actor and have a long-term career, I think you have to be mentally stable and grounded and healthy, and like go to counseling if you have trauma, because like you see people like Heath Ledger that, rest in peace, man, freaking genius. it's just like, it's brutal. It can be crazy. Like I've had a couple roles, that were, really challenging for me to play, and you really have to learn to like separate yourself from the work at the end of the day. So.
Oh yeah. I mean,
and I've also had some roles that are really fun to play too. So
like, I'm
all
sure.
sides of the spectrum,
and many more down the road, I'm sure. And I mean, it's such a little thing, and I can kind of relate in some sort of way. I've been on camera once, and I realized how difficult it was. And the funny part is, it wasn't even. It was literally like the back of my torso. Basically, I was in the Jeffree Star's "Love for Mike Cobain" or something like that. I think that's the name of this song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I was the one in the bathroom. I think I had like my shirt off and I was like brushing my teeth or washing my face or something. And like the whole thing with the cameras and like Jeffrey's in a tub next to me, like, camera ready, like action, like all this thing. I'm like,
speed, rolling. Like you're like, what's all this terminology?
And and all I'm doing is like these things that I do maybe 2 or 3 times a day. But as soon as those, lights are cued, sound, everything, like camera guys ready, like, all right, like not only am I here on my time, but now it's their time as well. Like there's so many things going on. And that was just my bare back. I'm not saying any lines. So I can only imagine, in front of people, even just like auditioning, like there's just so much. Oh my gosh, I'm getting flustered just thinking about it.
Yeah, so man, it's pressure. Like, you have to, be calm, be cool, and be able to easily adapt and, take notes and adjustments and, just be in the now. I feel like that's something that we really have moved away from as a society, is like people don't know how to be in the now anymore. Like we're glued to our phones. We're glued to social media. We roll over and open Facebook or Instagram first thing in the morning and check our likes. Like it's just, for lack of a better word, it's absolute bullshit, dude. Like, I feel like that it plays into the whole thing of comparison of, what we're talking about is, yeah, I mean, anyways, I watched The Social Dilemma on Netflix. That's all I have to say.
Dude, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I even
have you seen that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Let's see. On my phone, I put all of my social media apps in one folder and then put it on the last page of my phone.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. I have time limit set on mine. So yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I would do that, but then again, like certain things with like the podcast and certain things, it's like, who knows? I might have to post something later and it's like, oh shit, I can't log in. Fuck.
Yeah. No, there's definitely days where I'll just hit like ignore time limit for the day for that exact reason of like, I'm actively on social media with a purpose, but I just really try not to get caught in like the endless, the mindless scrolling is what I call it. Mindless scrolling.
Mm-hmm. It's
not a good place to be. And yeah, there's so many like more productive ways that you can spend your time. Like read a book, like, that has a return on investment. You're learning something. What the hell are you learning scrolling through Instagram? Like you're not learning shit.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to help you grow. So
yeah, there's so much stuff to
soapbox. There it is. I'll step off.
Shamelessly speaking of Instagram, I saw you post a photo with our mutual friend Austin Carlisle. I wanted to ask you, how's he doing? I've briefly spoken with him, but he's busy with his life and stuff. But just the fact that you were hanging out with him a little bit in person, who better to ask than you?
Yeah, he seems like he's doing really well, and I mean, he's just like always been inspiring to me from day one. Yeah. But now just to watch his growth is in his own path, and his life after the band has just been really cool. And like I don't know, man. He's such a good person, and like I have always held him very dear in my heart, and it's just to watch his growth and his journey, and like how positive, and his faith that holds so strong, despite everything that's been thrown at him, is just like, it's just absolutely breathtaking. And just, to be able to go from, like a major fan to a friend and, just like a brother is just it's just really cool, man. It's like one of those moments I was talking about earlier where life goes full circle. I guess pun intended, right? Since we're talking about a nice full circle.
Yeah, sure
but,
does.
Yeah, it's like I feel like, like God and the universe like really like put certain people or experiences in our life at a certain time, and we don't like realize what the purpose is then, like because we're just so caught up in the moment and in our lives. But then like we look back 10 years later and like we see the bigger picture of like, oh wow, like that's why our lives intertwined like that, because I needed this person when this was going to happen in my life, or just I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, I consider myself like a pretty spiritual person, so I like to spend time in like meditation and prayer and stuff, and I feel like it's really cool to see like more people embracing that, like, I don't know, because if you look at my Instagram, like very obviously, like I'm gay, and I have been hurt by the church and like a lot of like religious quote unquote people, and I feel like it's really cool to see a lot of people and Christians moving towards like really loving and accepting someone for who they are truly. I mean, you're still going to have the crazies and,
of course,
and the bigots in any aspect of life. But like I feel like we're moving in a good direction finally, and I mean it's so important because LGBT issues are another huge thing on my heart, because like I've seen what like not accepting and affirming someone and not loving on someone, I've seen what it does. Like I've seen people kill themselves, and it's just like really, really sad. I've seen people ruin themselves with drugs and all that jazz. So yeah, we just all need to love up on each other. And, at the end of the day, I've had friends be like, you're crazy, I could never do this. But like, I'll sit down with someone, who's a good Christian that doesn't believe in like, me having the rights that I want and feel like I should have as a gay man. And like, I'll have a civil conversation with them, because as long as they're respectful, because at the end of the day, like that's how change is created. Like it's created through conversation and seeing the humanity in one another, rather than, pointing fingers and, seeing how we're different. Like at the end of the day, we're all the same. We all bleed red. And,
of course.
Yeah, I just feel like everyone, especially after this terrible last year, like, man, it's like, why are people still like keyboard trolling and internet trolling? Like we've all had like such a terrible year. Like everybody just like shut up and be more kind to other people. Like, why is it that hard?
I know.
I guess shut up isn't a kind way to say that.
Well, they can politely shut up. How about that? Yeah. Well, the whole pandemic thing, the trolls were trolls before, but now they had a reason to stay in their little dungeon and type away on the keyboard, So it's like, if anything, the pandemic only made the trolls stronger, which is terrible. But you know what? People like yourself that continue every day to just, get 1% better. It kind of just puts them down, not down as in like a derogatory way, but, kind of just shuts them down, like you take the power away from them. So, and it's nice that, you can sit, like you said, sit down with someone and talk to someone, which is, I was going to ask you what's kind of a way that we can change that, and I guess sitting down with someone and talking to them, whether they don't believe, that your rights as a gay man are valid because of their religious views and whatnot, like just sit down and talk to them one-on-one. And I guarantee, well, I can't guarantee, but they'll probably come around and be like, oh, okay. It makes sense. Like, okay.
Yeah.
They'll probably come around. Hopefully, but
yeah, it's just like people have lost their sense of empathy, and like really, it can be hard sometimes, like when someone, when that opposition is so extreme, but like like I said, at the end of the day, like we don't make progress by hating one another. Like that's not going to do anything productive. Like, like we have to learn to, control ourselves and, focus on what we can control. Like, which in my situation, if I was talking to someone who is like extremely heated about, around that subject, then like what I can control is like how I react and like my breathing and like calming myself down. And, like, I mean, I also know too, like, I don't know. I feel like very rarely, maybe it's because I'm like so tall and like I'm a pretty big guy, but I've pretty rarely have I run into like those type of instances. Even when I've like had disagreements, like not even just around like, sexuality, but like, I feel like I'm always able to kind of like remain calm and like be that, maybe I should go into counseling. I don't know, but like be that mediator, and I feel like that's a skill that a lot of people don't have because like we're so set on like, this is my way to live and it's the only right way. Like, no, like other people live different ways and like it works for them. Like there's no one right way to life. And we all just have to, again, see the humanity in one another and understand or try to at least try to understand each other.
Yeah. So, well, it's very easy to, flip the lid and get angry and at stuff you don't really understand. But taking a second to, take a deep breath in and actually like understand what's going on. And whether you, at the end of that, few deep breaths, you still don't agree. I mean, at least you tried, if you put in the effort, I mean, most of the time it's going to get done, like I don't remember the exact, instance and what it was, but it was like last week and I was getting frustrated over something. And my girlfriend was like, just take a few deep breaths. And like, when I heard that, I was like, I almost got like, not at her, but at the situation. I was like, I don't want to take a few deep breaths, damn it. Like, I don't want to do that. But you know what? I stopped for a second, took a few deep breaths. I kind of like weirdly cleared my mind a little bit. And then I went on with it and I felt so much better. But damn, it was hard. It was hard. And it was the stupidest thing too. I tell you, I don't even remember what it was, but like to take a few seconds, I mean, Jesus, like it was take the wheel.
No, like being mindful, I think is huge. And I think once you reach that like point of mindful awareness, like for me, if I'm like going to get really irritated or heated, I can almost like localize physically where that's going to live in my body and like where that's going to start to burn and like grow and expand. And so as soon as I get that physical sensation, I'm like, it's like hazard lights. Okay, this is happening. This is not going to serve me if I allow it to, grow and expand. So like, I just need to really be mindful right now. This, like I said, going this direction isn't going to serve me. So what can I do that, will serve me and help calm me down, which a lot of time is breath work for me as well. So I definitely feel that and relate to that for sure.
That's awesome, man. Well, I think we're coming up on an hour. I think this is a good place to stop, and I'm sure we'll chat again on the podcast. And I'll put things in, links and whatnot in the show notes, but I mean, kind of tell people where you want to check you out, the companies, any last words. I mean, go for it, man. It's all you.
Yeah, for sure. So my Instagram is at Jacob K. Wilson. The Instagram that I have tagged in my bio for EVA is just like our I believe our private page for clients only. But if you are interested in, plant-based living and fitness, check out it's at Coach Scotty B _. He's our CEO and head coach. And I also just dropped speaking of Mice and Men, my friend Max and I just did a little cover snippet of Mice's new song Obsolete. So
killed it.
That was really fun. Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, it was really great to, I haven't done music in several years. My last band, we disbanded 3 or 4 years ago now, and things were going pretty well with them, and then after that I haven't really done anything. I've just been focusing on the acting path and everything and my own growth. But yeah, it felt really great to put that out today and to get all the love and support from friends and Aaron and Alan and Tino on that. So that was really rad.
Awesome, man. Well, Jacob, thank you again. I'm glad we got to catch up. It's been way too long, just besides, maybe a comment here or whatnot on Instagram. But thank you for, taking the time out of your day to chat with me. And we'll definitely keep in touch more. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. And just let me know if, however I can help, or, whenever you want me back, I'm definitely down.
Yeah.
And whenever I end up in your neck of the woods in Idaho, I'll
of course
make you Hotline Bling.
Yeah, we'll crush a workout together.
All right, sounds good, brother. Take care. Have a good one.
The Daily Podcast.